Polarization, anger, resentment, and violence. It's all happened before, just as it's happening now. But based on history, Americans can look forward to the likelihood that this too shall pass. As President Obama points out, the horrendous shooting incidents in Connecticut, Colorado, and elsewhere have shocked the nation, and he's using those incidents to argue for stronger gun control measures. To some, however, the problem is worse. These killings seem to be evidence of a society unhinged. But America has endured similar bouts of violence at other times, and they've been overcome. Take, for instance, the 1960s, when 3 assassinations of John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King Jr., and Robert Kennedy made the country seem out of control and undergoing a nervous breakdown. But the United States eventually settled down, and the dark forces in our culture receded. Polarization is also nothing new. America was polarized in the 60s and early 70s over the Vietnam War and wedge issues such as abortion, law and order, civil rights, feminism, and the counterculture. We were polarized in the 1990s over Bill Clinton's sex and lies scandal. We were polarized over the Iraq War under George W. Bush in the early 2000s. Today we're polarized over President Obama and his move to the left, as seen in his health care law and his economic policies and other issues. Historian Robert Dallek says in the 1920s, our country was very badly divided between the modernists, mainly in the urban centers, and fundamentalists centered in small towns and rural areas. It took a remarkable leader, President Franklin Roosevelt, to unite the country on an economic vision of government activism that he called the New Deal. Many thought that President Obama would be that kind of leader again when he was elected in 2008, but he has been unable to unite the country or tame the opposition. Americans are at heart pragmatic, and in the end, it's likely that we will find some common ground. But based on history, it's likely that the current period of turmoil and change will last for a while, but then lead to a period of stability and some degree of consensus. For U.S. News, I'm Ken Walsh.